Most people spend New Year's Eve surrounded by noise, but I've always preferred the silence. In 2023, I was living in a third-floor apartment in a quiet suburb. I felt safe. I had a deadbolt, a chain, and a view of the street. At 11:45 p.m., I was sitting on my sofa, scrolling through my phone. I felt a sudden, sharp draft of cold air. I looked over at my balcony door. It was shut and locked. I checked the kitchen window, shut and locked. I figured it was just the old building settling in the winter cold. Then, my phone buzzed. It was an airdrop request. The name of the sender was Resolution. I declined it. 10 seconds later, it popped up again. Then, again. Finally, I accepted it, just to see what it was. The image was a photo of me. It wasn't taken from outside. It was taken from inside my living room, from the perspective of the hallway leading to my bathroom. In the photo, I was sitting on the couch, looking at my phone. The timestamp on the bottom of the photo was 11:42 p.m., 3 minutes ago. My heart didn't just race, it stopped. I was alone in the apartment. I hadn't heard a door open. I hadn't heard a footstep. I slowly stood up and grabbed a heavy glass candle from the table, the only weapon within reach. I checked the bathroom, empty. I checked the kitchen, empty. Then I looked at the airdrop photo again, zooming in on the dark reflection of the TV screen behind me. In the reflection, I could see the edge of a face, peeking around the corner of the hallway. The person wasn't hiding in a room. They were standing perfectly still in the dead zone behind my open bedroom door, which was swung back against the wall. I didn't wait. I ran out the front door, down the stairs, and called the police from my car. When they arrived, they found the apartment empty, but the bedroom window was wide open. The police pointed their flashlights at the brick wall outside. A narrow, metal utility pipe ran right past my window. It was covered in fresh scuff marks from heavy boots. But the part that kept me from sleeping for months wasn't the break-in. The intruder hadn't taken my laptop or my wallet. He had laid out a single piece of paper on my pillow. It was a printout of my own Instagram post from a week prior, where I had mentioned I'd be spending the new year all by myself. Underneath my caption, he had written in thick, black marker, "I kept your resolution for you." The police never found him. But they did find something else. My Instagram account had been accessed from a device already logged in on my own home Wi-Fi. He hadn't just been in my room that night. He had been in my house for days, watching me type my passwords, watching me post my plans. So, as the clock strikes midnight tonight, take a look at your phone. Are you sure your Wi-Fi is the only thing that's connected? In 2018, Justin was a sophomore in college, living in a cramped 3-bedroom apartment with 2 other guys. It was the kind of place where the doors didn't have locks and people were constantly coming and going. One Friday night, Justin's roommates went out to a party, but he stayed behind to finish a paper. Around 11 p.m., he heard the front door open and heavy footsteps walk down the hall. He assumed it was his roommate Tyler coming home early. The footsteps stopped right outside Justin's bedroom door. The handle turned slowly, and the door creaked open just a few inches. Justin didn't even look up from his laptop. He just said, "Hey man, you're back early. You okay?" There was no answer, just the sound of heavy, slightly wet breathing. Justin figured Tyler was just drunk, so he ignored him. After a minute, he heard the door click shut and the footsteps retreat into the living room. An hour passed. Justin finished his work and headed to the kitchen for a snack. As he walked through the living room, he saw a figure sitting in the shadows in the armchair in the corner. The figure was wearing a thick, oversized parka with the hood pulled up, even though it was nearly 80 degrees in the apartment. He was sitting perfectly still, staring at the blank TV screen. Justin laughed. Damn, Tyler, how much did you drink? Again, total silence. Justin walked over to the kitchen, grabbed a drink, and headed back to his room. But as he passed the chair again, something felt wrong. The smell hit him first. It was the scent of old rain and wet earth. He stopped and looked closer at the figure in the chair. He realized the man wasn't wearing shoes. His feet were bare, covered in dried mud and deep, jagged scratches. Justin's heart skipped. He slowly pulled his phone out of his pocket and texted Tyler, "Where are you?" The reply came back instantly. "Still at the party. Why?" Justin felt the blood drain from his face. If Tyler was at the party and his other roommate was at his girlfriend's place, who was sitting in the armchair? Justin didn't say a word. He didn't scream. He backed into his room, locked the door with the only thing he had, a heavy dresser he slid in front of it, and climbed out the window onto the fire escape. When the police arrived, the apartment was empty. The front door was wide open, but when they inspected the living room, they found a small pile of wet mud on the seat of the armchair, and underneath the chair, they found a kitchen knife from Justin's own drawer, laid out perfectly straight, pointing directly toward Justin's bedroom door.
Thanks for watching. If you have a true story, send it to acestruestories@gmail.com. If you have an idea for a future video, leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, there's always another story.